What would you do if the one thing you poured your heart into to save your marriage became the very thing that broke it? I'm Tom Hartley, and this is the story of how I became a football coach, chasing a dream to reconnect with my wife, Laura, only to stumble into a betrayal that reshaped my life. Laura and I had been married for 15 years, but the spark was fading. She was always the vibrant one, her laughter filling our home like sunlight. Lately, though, we were more like roommates than partners. She'd spend hours scrolling through her phone, and I'd bury myself in work at the hardware store. We were drifting, and I was desperate to pull us back together. Laura loved football, high school games, college rivalries, the NFL. It was her passion, one I never understood but wanted to share. So, when the local high school posted an opening for an assistant football coach, I saw my chance. I wasn't an athlete, but I'd learn. For her. I studied playbooks, watched YouTube tutorials, and even practiced yelling drills in our backyard, much to the neighbors' amusement. Laura laughed for the first time in months when I told her. "You? A coach?" she teased, but her eyes sparkled with something like hope. She started coming to practices, cheering from the bleachers, and we'd talk for hours afterward about strategies and players. It felt like we were us again. She'd lean into me on the couch, her hand on mine, and I'd think, "This is it. We're going to make it." The team was a ragtag group of kids, but they had heart. One player, Jake, stood out. 17, quarterback, with a grin that could charm anyone. He was talented but raw, needing guidance. I poured myself into coaching him, spending extra hours on the field, teaching him to read defenses, to stay calm under pressure. Laura noticed him too. "That kid's got potential," she'd say, her voice warm with admiration. I thought nothing of it. She was proud of the team, proud of me. Months passed, and the team started winning. Laura was at every game, her cheers louder than anyone's. Our marriage felt alive again. We'd plan team barbecues, laugh over dinner, and make love like we were newlyweds. I thought I'd cracked the code to saving us. Then came the night that shattered everything. It was after a late practice. The team had left, and I stayed behind to lock up the equipment room. I realized I'd forgotten my playbook in the office and headed back. The school was quiet, the halls dim. As I approached the office, I heard voices: Laura's laugh, low and intimate, followed by a deeper voice. Jake's. My stomach twisted. I pushed the door open, and there they were, too close, her hand on his arm, his eyes locked on hers. The air left my lungs. Laura's face froze when she saw me, guilt flashing across her features. Jake stammered an excuse, but I barely heard him. The room spun, and all I could think was, how did we get here? I didn't yell. I didn't fight. I just walked out, the playbook forgotten. Laura followed, her apologies tumbling out, but they felt hollow. She swore it was nothing physical, just a moment of connection, but the betrayal cut deeper than words could explain. I'd become a coach for her, to share her world, and now her world included someone else, a kid I'd mentored, no less. The days that followed were a blur. I kept coaching, showing up for the team because those boys didn't deserve my mess. Jake avoided my gaze, and I let him. Laura and I talked, fought, cried. She said she felt lost, that my obsession with coaching had left her feeling alone, even as we grew closer. It was a cruel irony I'd done this for us, but it had pushed her away. I thought about quitting, walking away from football, and maybe even our marriage. But then I saw the team, those kids who looked to me for guidance, who trusted me to show them how to be men. I thought of Jake, young and foolish, caught in a moment he didn't fully understand. And I thought of Laura, flawed but still the woman I loved. I didn't have all the answers, but I knew running wasn't one of them. So I stayed. I coached harder, loved fiercer, and faced the pain head-on. Laura and I started therapy, peeling back layers of hurt and resentment. It wasn't easy. Some days, I still saw Jake's face in my mind, and the ache returned. But I also saw Laura trying, reaching for me in ways she hadn't in years. And I saw myself, not just as a coach or a husband, but as a man learning to forgive, to rebuild. The season ended with a championship game. We lost, but the boys played with heart. Laura was there, cheering, her eyes on me, not the field. After the game, she hugged me, and for the first time in weeks, I felt her fully there. The road ahead was long, but I'd learned something on that field. Love, like football, is about showing up, even when it hurts. It's about fighting for what matters, not just for victory. but for the people you carry in your heart.